Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to Divinely Classic. My name is Ewa, and this is our Bedo, and this is a platform where we do all things health and fitness. I haven't done live video in ages, and as I always say, that's because life happens, and I enjoy doing live video when I can. So if you don't see me, just know I'm carrying on with my life. But I do love to come and talk about stuff, especially health and fitness. And just a quick one. I did a 5K pack run yesterday. I've registered, and hopefully I'm able to carry on. And the weight loss is gradually reducing, which we're glad with. However, this evening's video is not about weight loss. It's not about me. It's about this young man on my screen. So I just seen this story on Facebook and I decided to jump on it. If this is your first time on my channel, please like, please share, please subscribe, and share your thoughts on this particular case, because I read it and I looked at it from different angles. One, as a mother. Two, as a Black person in a foreign place. Three, as somebody who has seen people or I hear stories of people that have recently relocated being bullied. So this story came to me like whoosh, and I thought, oh my God, this is so close to home. I need to talk about this. So, see the young man on my screen there is a Ghanaian young chap, 18, pretty young. For people that have got my kids, most of my kids are over 18. So, that's why I'm looking at it from a mom's angle. Young chap, a Ghanaian. His name is Nana Agyei. I don't know if I said that right. And let me just read the story from, I've got it on my screen. It says he was only 18, 7 months. I think this is the story from the mom. 7 months after my son traveled to Latvia to study electrical engineering, he began complaining about racism. He said he was being targeted and treated badly. As parents, we advised him to finish his exams and return home so we could reassess everything together. And before I finish reading it, I see people, query the parents to say, why did you not let this young chap come back home as soon as he was complaining that he was being bullied, he was facing racism? But it's not as easy as that. It's not as black and white as that. And, I think that's a guilt that the parents are going to live with. Anyway, I'll carry on. And the mother now said, then one day we received a disturbing voice note from him. He said some classmates approached him claiming they did not agree with how others were treating him and wanted to be friends with him. They exchanged phone numbers, and later these same classmates came to visit him. During the visit, they offered him a drink. After taking the drink, he began to feel unwell. He rushed himself to the hospital, and he was told he had been poisoned. So, apparently, the sister claims that she does have a document from the Latvian hospital or the report that really he had been poisoned. So what these friends or this classmate had done, they had, deceived him and gave him a poisonous drink. And he began to feel unwell and he went to the hospital. And there he was certified that, he was told that he had been poisoned. So it says, thankfully, he was treated, he was discharged, and he went home. But before leaving the hospital, he shared with his mother the names of the individuals who had given him the drink. So that's why communication is very important. He did tell his family to say, these are the people that gave me that drink that eventually was poisoned, or they poisoned it and gave it to him. So because of the seriousness of the situation, I think the parents were now scared to say, oh, our son's life is at risk. If he's been complaining of being bullied and now somebody's actually poisoned him, or so a group of people poisoned him. I think we need to bring him home quickly. And they bought a flight ticket for him immediately to return home the following week. So, mom and dad, they were doing, what any parent would do in that situation. But a few days later, something changed. They tried to call him, they tried to contact him, they couldn't. They said he stopped answering his phone. They became extremely worried that, something was wrong. Then one day, I think I put this story in the stories in the chat, the message as well, the chat session. So you can just read the story. That's what I'm reading here. So one day, somebody finally picked the phone. The parents have been trying to reach him, they couldn't. Eventually, somebody picked the phone, and it was the police officer. And that was when they were told the words that no parent should ever hear, that this young man, 18-year-old, who the parents are sent to a Latvian university to study electrical engineering, had died. Okay? The mother said she flew to Latvia immediately. And what she saw her son's body covered in bruises. And they were told, the family were told that the young man had committed suicide. They do not believe this story. They said the explanation doesn't add up. But the Latvian police, the Latvian hospitals, or rather the hospital, they are sticking with the story to say, yeah, he committed suicide. And the parents are seeking for justice. And like I said, when I first saw this story, my heart bled. I felt so sad. When I started, I said I'm looking at it from three angles. One, as a parent. Two, as an immigrant in a foreign place. Three, as somebody who's hearing stories now about people that recently relocated being bullied. I tell you, it's not a nice thing. It's not a nice thing. Again, we do not know the full story of this. This is, we're just jumping on it from what we can gather from on the internet. But from the little that we have, actually have videos where they had to bring his corpse back home, where the mom was screaming, the mom was saying, kind of apologizing. Because when I read the story on Facebook, people were blaming the mom. They were blaming, they said, oh, when he was complaining of being bullied, you should have sent him home immediately. You should have bought a ticket for him to come home immediately. But is it as straightforward as that? No, it's not. And let's be careful how we blame others, how we do not try to look at things from other people's perspective. I think the mother would have said, oh, okay, just I'm sure this will pass, because that's what everybody thinks. Say, okay, it's a new place, you will settle, eventually you would make friends. But that wasn't to happen. Eventually this young man died. Like I said, I did comment on the post on Facebook. I said, no sane parent will want to keep their child in harm's way. I can say that for a fact. No sane parent. So blaming the mom or the dad at this point that, oh, they should have done something sooner, I just think it's unfair. However, the parents are seeking for justice. And they have said, share the news. This thing happened, I think in May or June. So it's not just like it happened yesterday. But because the parents are not getting the justice that they think they deserve, they're asking everybody to share the story, to let people know. The more people are aware, the more they might likely get justice. So I'm just doing, like I said, I jumped on it because, I thought this is a story that needs more visibility. So please, if you want to share this video so people can get to see this video, people that haven't seen it, they can get to see this video. And so that questions that are being asked by the parents, they will be answered, well. At the moment, the parents feel that the questions that are being asked cannot be answered. They feel that they are not getting justice for their son. And every parent will want justice for their child. A child that you sent abroad, in the hope of a better life. That's what the parents thought. That, oh, but if my child went to a foreign country, studied this very good course, electrical engineer, for a young, fine man like that, it just betters his prospects. in life, but that wasn't to happen. It was, it was the other way around. His life was cut short by what we don't know. The authorities are saying it was, he jumped and killed himself. The parents are saying, no, that's a lie. But I just want to say this now, that bullying is bad. Please, if you're a parent, and because the parents know their children, be it young children, be it adults, be it white, be it black, if you know your children are bullying somebody, your kids are being unkind to other people, I wouldn't blame the children, I would blame you as a parent. It is not right. It is not right. Like I said, we don't know the full story of this young man, but one thing we can all agree on is the end is bad. An 18-year-old has lost his life. An 18-year-old was poisoned. That's an active attempt to end his life. Why? Why? Because it's different? Being different is not bad. Please. Being different is not a bad thing. Because you speak differently. And, like I said, I've seen people that have recently relocated that have been bullied. This is something that needs to be talked about. Because they say, oh, this person is he doesn't speak like us. This person is he doesn't understand the way I talk. This person is different, and they pick on those kids. I can tell you that for free. It is happening. It is happening, and it's not only damaging the kids. It's affecting the parents of the kids that have been bullied as well. So if you are a parent or if you're an adult and you are bullying somebody just because they are different, shame on you. Shame on you. And if you have kids who are doing the same thing, shame on you, because you are raising a second generation, and likely you are not the first generation of bullies. And if you're a parent, your children are doing that, you are raising another generation of bullies. A young man has died. A young man has died. Whether he killed himself or whether he was killed, I cannot say. But what we can say is that he was being bullied. What we can say is that he was being poisoned, or rather he was poisoned. Thank God he survived that. And then something happened which is still very unclear. Please, please, I say this as a mother, please let the bullying stop. Speak to your children. If you've got young children and they come home from school, and interestingly, it's not even color. I've seen black kids bully black kids. I have seen it. Black kids. Maybe because they've been here for longer, or they feel that they are better than the other black kids that have just relocated. I have seen black kids bully other black kids because they think that, oh, I can speak better than the black kid that just came yesterday. I have more white friends than that black kid. Nobody wants to play with that black kid. They will bully the black kid. So it's not just about being white. It's not about being of different color. It's about being a better person. It's about you as a parent raising a better person. Please, this is so not right. This is so not right. There are children that have been traumatized by bullies. There are children that have been traumatized by racism, that they begin to lose their self-confidence. They begin to lose, there are some kids that say, I don't want to go to school anymore because I'm being bullied in school. Nobody wants to play with me. Nobody wants to be my friend. You can imagine a 5-year-old telling that to the parent to say, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. All the kids are not my friend. They don't want to play with me. They're calling me names in school. It is happening. Believe it or not, just because it's not happening to your child does not mean it's not happening. It is happening. So please, I hope the family of this young man find answers to the questions that they're asking. I hope that they find peace. But I find that, I don't know, it's not something that anybody looks forward to. God forbid losing your child, an 18-year-old. So you can imagine the pain, the hurt, the turmoil that the family are going through at the moment. So please, People, share this video. Let the word go out to say a young man has been is dead. We can use that, but the circumstances surrounding his death are unclear, and the family wants answers. The family wants to know what happened to their child, and they deserve the right to know what happened to their child. Because imagine if this was another family, God forbid. Imagine if it was your son. Imagine if it was your brother that this had happened to. And then, according to the story that the mom said, there were bruises on the body of the child. And remember this, the story that led to his death, how he was being bullied, how he, sorry, there were bruises on his body. Remember the story that led to his death, how he was being bullied, how he was poisoned in school. Please, people, share this video, please. Share this video, share your thoughts on this video. The comment section, the comment that I put there is something I actually copied. I need to edit it that it was copied. It's not what I wrote, but it was copied from I think from the parents' handle. So the mom is seeking justice for her child. And I hope that she gets justice. So it's justice for Nana Agyei. I think that's his surname. I don't know if I said it correctly. He's a Ghanaian young man. Okay? Please share this video. And like I said, let's stop the bullying. And interestingly, it's not just kids that bully. Adults bully. Adults bully at work, in school, outside, everywhere. Because people think they're better than you. People think they've got more power. They think they've got more influence than you. So it's not just for young children or for our teenagers, adults. 40-year-olds are bullying people. 50-year-olds are bullying people. Let the bullying stop. Let it stop. We are no better than anybody. Let the bullying stop. Just because you are of a different skin color, just because you speak differently, or just because you are the same skin color, but you think that you're better than the other person, doesn't make you any better than them. Let the bullying stop. I pray that his soul rest in peace. Please share this video.